How would you like to talk to two CEOs who held the same position back to back? I'm Paul Comfort, and this is Transit Unplugged, America and the world's leading podcast where we talk to transit executives to find out what's happening in their operations, and we go behind the scenes and show you everything. Today we talk with Nancy Purser in this part two of a two-part series from Canada. Last week we spoke with Maureen Cousin-Heath, who now is CEO of My Way, Mississauga, Ontario's transportation system. Prior to that, she was head of Hamilton Street Railway. Now it's Nancy Purser who's the acting director. They were both in the same room. I interviewed them one right after the other. Nancy Purser has been a member of the staff there at Hamilton Street Railway since 2010 for about 15 years. She joined as the manager of transit support services and quickly became the driving force behind some of the city's most transformative initiatives, from rolling out the Presto smart card system to helping craft the 10-year local transit strategy. Nancy has consistently championed innovation and accessibility. And on today's podcast that we recorded live and in person, she tells us all about it. Let's jump into the conversation now with Nancy Purser. Excited to be in Canada today for part two of two powerful women who are leading transit in Ontario. Last week, we interviewed Maureen Cousin-Heath, Director of Transit at My Way, and if you listened, you recall at the end, she said she recently left an agency to take her job there at My Way, and the agency she left was Hamilton Street Railway. Well, today we have the Acting Transit Director for that agency, Nancy Purser. Nancy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your agency, Hamilton Street Railway. Most unique to me is it's not a railway anymore, but you kept the name, right?
That is right. Hamilton Street Railway is actually 150 years old. We celebrated our 150th year in 2024, and we did start with rails in the ground, horses pulling wagons, and we are going back to rails in the ground.
Okay.
We did go out to look at rebranding at one point, and there was a resounding, don't change the name. It resonates with the residents in Hamilton, so we continue to be Hamilton Street Railway.
They call you the HSR, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And you've been there a while?
I've been there for 15 years.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what would you do? What's your background?
So prior to coming to transit was a long circuitous route. I started in the private sector, manufacturing.
Okay.
Went through a couple of manufacturing organizations that, you really learn how to be productive, right? To make money, bottom line, it's all about that. And then found the stress of trying to make money on something that's not that important. I needed a change, and I found social housing. And I saw how much a difference that can make to people's lives and how important that was. And, small groups of individuals. And then I had an opportunity to look at transit. It serves so many more people. It improves the lives of so many more people. And I found my home. I started there as the manager of transit support services, was involved in so many areas, including fare policies, operational training, quality management, budgeting, and also amazed by how complicated it is to put a bus on the road. That's just, to me, was the catcher. It's like, how do you do that? It looks so easy when it just drives down the street, and it's not. And so subsequently, after Maureen left, I was appointed acting director. So this is where I am today.
Congratulations. And you've been in this role, 3 or 4 months?
4 months.
4 months,
Yes.
Yeah. What do you love most about transit? I mean, I love your story, and I felt the same way.
I would agree. It is truly customer-oriented service that is provided, where we want to hear the voice of the customer. We want to know what they want and provide them the best, safest, most reliable service that we can, because we know how important it is to them. We know they need it to get to school, to get to work, to get to their appointment. So that is what excites me about it and what keeps me there.
Yeah, mobility is life, right?
Mm-hmm,
I mean, if you're stuck, if you're not moving, you're probably dead.
Right.
Whether it's a plant or a person, whatever. If you're moving, that's life. And so we provide access to all of life's opportunities.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling, isn't it?
I have a friend of mine who had a he's a little older now, but at the time, 14-year-old son who found transit and was just gone. He's like, I know how to get there. I want to go there. I want to do this. I don't need you to drive me.
Yeah.
And just the freedom that he found at 14, which all 14-year-olds should try it. It's, transit is the safest place and the safest mode of moving about a city.
So how big is Hamilton? Give me some of the stuff about where you operate. You're a part of Ontario, right? You're in
Yeah,
Ontario.
we are part of, we call ourselves the Greater Hamilton, Toronto Hamilton area.
Okay.
So we are at the west end of Lake Ontario.
Okay.
And as part of the Golden Horseshoe, which includes Niagara all the way out to Barrie, the escarpment, follow the escarpment. So we have present about 570,000 is our population.
Okay.
We have a very large rural area, so we only service our urban area, which is about 243 square kilometers. So pretty big area to cover. We have right now 320 buses.
Okay.
86% of them are fueled with compressed natural gas. The remainder are diesel, but we'll be through all of them and by the end of 2026. So we'll be 100% CNG.
Oh, the end of next year?
Yes.
Wow. 100% CNG.
Yes.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes. We will be the greenest fleet in Ontario for sure by that time.
It's very low, it's very, very low.
It's
particulates or whatever, right?
Yes. Yeah. And even the production, from cradle to grave, right,
as
well.
Process.
Yes, it's still green.
That's interesting.
Yes, yeah. So we have almost 1,000 employees that work in transit. Yeah, about 700 of them are operators, 150 are in our maintenance area, and the remainder are our admin, our supervision.
Talk about CNG a little bit more. So is there a lot in the ground here? Is that why you all chose for that? I mean, it's local. You can just pull it up.
I don't know that it's here, but
you have access to it.
We have access to it. Hamilton is mostly heated with natural gas.
Yeah.
So we partnered with Enbridge, who is a natural gas provider, to help build our stations that actually fuel it. Currently, we have it's an outdoor fueling station just because it's compressed natural gas.
Right.
We are building a second facility right now. Down in the lower city, we have a mountain in Hamilton. We refer to it affectionately as the mountain.
I've been there. I've seen that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have our current facility, and the only one we operate is on the mountain with an outdoor fueling station. We are currently building one in the lower city with an indoor fueling station.
Oh,
the very first one in Ontario, I believe the second one in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. So our employees that, clean and fuel the buses will be excited that they get to do it inside.
Yeah. What about RNG? Are you experimenting with that?
RNG is we did experiment once already. We had enough brought in to fuel one bus. So that's exciting. We just need to continue to investigate some more. It is more costly.
It's renewed?
Renewable natural gas.
Yeah.
So, we're getting the fuel from dumps. Right? Where they, right? The methane gases and all of that.
They burn it off or whatever. It comes out of the landfills.
So, right. And you try and reuse that as gas.
Okay.
So it's trying to get enough to fuel all of our buses. Because
it's cool.
Yeah, I know.
So they capture it as it's coming off, the methane or whatever the gas is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I know. And so it works out to net zero, right? It's carbon negative as opposed to electric or any of the others that are carbon neutral.
Interesting.
Yes.
I used to be a county administrator, and we ran a landfill. And I remember we had flares that would burn it off coming off the landfill. But I've heard about capture, where they capture it and try to do something with it. That's great.
Yes.
Wow. So you think you're going to look into it more?
Yes, we are. Hopefully with the new facility and going 100% CNG, it's a great opportunity because the volume will allow us to get it at a better price.
Thanks for listening to the Transit Unplugged podcast. We are so glad you're here. If you're enjoying this show, we know you'll love our other transit industry programs. On Transit Unplugged TV, Paul Comfort explores the food, culture, and transit systems around the globe. You get to see everything. You'll love this show. And every week, we also offer up the Transit Unplugged News Minute, where you can get the latest industry headlines in less than 60 seconds. You can find out more at transitunplugged.com. Now back to Paul Comfort for this edition of the award-winning Transit Unplugged podcast.
Let's talk about ridership. I think Maureen and I talked about it last week on the previous podcast and how, ridership patterns have changed. Ridership has generally gone down. Some cities are back up to what they were at in 2019, but some aren't. And, a lot of people are saying, is that really the main metric we should be looking at. But one thing that a lot of transit systems are looking at, it sounds like you all are too, is a network redesign. So ridership patterns have changed, and a lot of transit agencies are still running the same bus routes they ran 5 years ago. Are you changing that?
Yes, we are. We just recently got approval from our council to implement what is called HSR Next, moving Hamilton forward. It's been years of work to reshape our network. We worked with McMaster University on some technical support. We had 27,000 customer touch points to help ensure that we designed it to their requirements.
Okay.
And we will be implementing it over the next 7 years.
It's a slow burn or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
it's an additional 50% in service.
You're adding more service?
Yes.
50%?
50%
Holy
more service.
moly.
Yes. So
Wow.
transit in Hamilton is going to grow substantially. It's another 450 FTE.
Wow.
That we're going to be adding.
We got to dig into this now.
Yeah. So it's a substantial change. Currently we have 34 routes and 1 on-demand route. We'll have 41 routes and 6 on-demand routes. We're looking at, again, Hamilton is an amalgamation of many communities.
Okay.
And historically, the outlying communities did not receive good transit. And so that's where most of the investment is going.
Out to the suburbs.
Suburbs,
Okay.
which is where people have moved to. That's where our growth we've seen the growth.
Of course,
We've added business parks out in those areas.
Okay.
And so once this grows, we will have a network that will give anyone access to jobs within 45 minutes. Right.
Very nice.
So
Was
it's
that like
very
a goal you were trying to do?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's equity deserving areas. Right. The focus is there to make sure that they have transit that will allow them to be competitive, to be in the market for all kinds of jobs.
So you're going to roll it out over 7 years?
Yes.
Like we're going to go to this neighborhood next year and the neighborhood the next year?
It's a combination of, we'll do 1 or 2 neighborhoods and also changing the main routing at the same time.
I was going to ask you about that. Okay.
Yeah. So that some of it will orient. We had a typical hub and spoke. So everything went to our downtown core and then came back up and went out. And so now we're going to have a hub to hub system. So people will be able to get to places faster.
Oh, I love that.
And with less
suburb to suburb?
Yes.
So you don't have to go downtown and come back out in a V?
Right.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hope you can make that stick. Sometimes when they come back later, they're like, but that's important.
Yeah. So our focus is on the network as designed, and we're going to try not to deviate.
Yeah. More power to you.
Yeah.
If you can make that happen. So the amount of subsidy from the city is going to have to go up a little bit each year, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What's your budget now? Do you know?
Just a little bit. It's about $127 million.
Okay.
Gross. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So that's really interesting. So you have a big planning department that's been working on this with outside consultants and all that kind of stuff?
So we don't have a big planning department, but we have a very good planning department.
That's good.
We did get consultants to help support how to implement, in which order do we, change the network and add the service.
Yeah.
So we had them kind of lead a whole team where we got many other people, sections of the city, to also participate, public health, planning, our transportation area, so that everyone can see what's happening and also help direct when changes would happen.
So is the plan done now?
The plan is done.
Okay. Approved?
So it's approved.
Boom.
All we ought to do now is make it happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, it's very, very exciting.
I don't know anyone who's increasing bus service by 50%.
No.
That is something.
We just finished a 10-year local transit strategy. So we've already had 8 years of growth. We're kind of wrapping up the 10-year and rolling into this new one. So the city of Hamilton hasn't been investing in transit since 2015. So including through the pandemic, they continue to invest. So we are set in a really good place. Our council understands how important transit is to building the community, to building the city of Hamilton. And they can see that this network will actually transform it.
I'm sure Maureen was super involved in that.
She was.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, she was.
How long was that process, like putting this plan together?
So we started to do the network design in 2018.
Oh,
and then delays,
Yeah,
right?
pandemic and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we had it finalized. Maureen came on board, and we worked really hard to create a growth plan. So we had the 10-year strategy. We had this network redesign.
Yeah.
We can't keep going on two separate angles.
Right.
So put them together as a growth plan, and then HSR Next.
How are you doing ridership-wise as compared to, I hate to say it, but let's just say the year, 2019?
Yeah. So we had recovered pretty well by 2024.
Okay.
We're seeing some slight reductions right now. The government of Canada made some changes to immigration, and our colleges relied heavily on international students, and we rely heavily on our colleges to fill our buses. So we've been, and I think it's throughout Ontario, I've seen it, that there's been reductions in riderships this year. And from our perspective, Hamilton's perspective, it is truly because of the changes in immigration.
Gosh, stuff that you can't control.
We can't control that.
Yeah.
So we are still focused on growing and going after other markets. So we're looking at commuters. We're trying to get to the youth because they are the riders of the future. So we haven't lost substantial ground, but it's starting to become a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be going up to the CUDA conference in Montreal, and I just saw that the federal government has been giving, they have a new program where last couple of years they've been giving, I think it's $3 billion, something like that, nationwide. Do you all get some of that money, and is that helping you?
A new program has been announced, which is the Canada Public Transit Fund.
Yes.
And there's baseline funding. So every transit agency has been pretty much guaranteed money for the next 10 years.
Is that operating dollars?
It's capital dollars.
Capital dollars.
Our federal government only supports from a capital perspective.
But during the pandemic, they helped a little bit in operating, right? If you matched it with provincial new dollars?
No.
No, really?
No, it was the province who
stepped up.
That really stepped up.
Okay. But this is new capital dollars, which will be helpful for you, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's permanent funding, and it's going to help us fund our replacement buses because we know we have that expenditure every year.
Yeah.
We have to,
like how many buses are you getting a year normally?
So it depends. This year, we're going to be placing an order for 18 new articulated buses.
New Arctics.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
And those are replacement. And then we have another order for new fleet to service HSR Next.
Okay.
So that's another 18 or so articulated buses, and then some small buses to help with the on-demand.
Gotcha. We've got you and I and Maureen and Michael Coote from Nova are going to be on a panel later today here at this Vontas Canada Users Forum, and I'm sure the bus manufacturers love you if you're expanding the fleet, huh? That's amazing.
Yeah, it is wonderful. We're hoping that we get the order in, but the buses don't start to arrive until after we've opened our second garage.
Oh yeah. When do you plan to do that? Do you know?
So we are at about 90% completion right now of the second facility. It's designed so that we can maintain 300 buses.
It's for the expansion.
Yes, it's a very, very large facility. We currently will be able to store 200 buses, but we'll be able to expand to 300.
And they'll all be stored indoors?
And they will all be stored indoors.
That's great.
Yes.
Especially in the weather up here. It gets cold winters.
It does. So once that new garage is open, it does allow us to move ahead with all of our additional buses and with HSR Next.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's dive into you. Personal life. What do you want to tell me about your personal life?
Personal life. What do I have? I have.
Do you have a personal life now? Now that you've got this new gig as head of it, I know it kind of consumes you, doesn't it?
I have a daughter who we are currently planning her wedding.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yes, she will be getting married next August. And so that's very exciting. And, because she's out of the house, it's me. I have all these other interests that I get to do. So I've started dragon boat racing.
What is it?
Dragon boat racing.
What is that? I never heard of that.
Oh, it is addictive.
Really?
Yeah. So you're in a big, long boat. There's 20 paddlers in the boat, and you have a steers person and you have a drummer. And and they're 250-meter races, 500-meter races.
What we call in America, where people are. The Naval Academy has. I always see them out in Chesapeake Bay.
It's not similar, but not exactly the same, right? You paddle one side, like you're you have a paddle partner. And it's a lot
You're
of
out
fun.
there doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun.
When do you do it? Like in the mornings? Or?
No, in the evening.
Okay. After
So right
work,
now, we get out there and we get to watch the sunset on the bay.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we paddle in the dark.
That's great exercise too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What a neat hobby.
Yeah. Having a lot of fun with that.
I betcha.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody's booming on the drums back there, like to keep everybody in.
And at the front. Yeah, they're at the front of the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, to keep everyone at the same pace.
What kind of music do you listen to? What do you like?
I listen to everything.
Yeah?
I do listen to everything. My daughter is a musician, so she's always playing music, and it's like, oh, I like that. Oh,
Keeps
I like
you
that.
young. Yeah. Well,
but I do like jazz.
Do you?
I do like jazz. Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's so I have a lot of that on my playlist.
Any good books lately?
So I am a Stephen King fan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I've read all of his books. I'm currently working on his new one and enjoying every page.
Well, this has been great getting to know you, Nancy.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
I wish you the best. It's an amazing system, 150 years old, going all CNG, building a new bus barn, expanding your service by 50%. I mean, you're in the golden era, man. This is awesome.
This is life. This is great, right?
Congratulations. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transit Unplugged, the world's #1 transit executive podcast. I'm Julie Gates, executive producer of the podcast. Many thanks to the team that makes this show happen. Host and producer Paul Comfort, producer Chris O'Keefe, editor Patrick Emile, associate producer Cindy Raskin, and consultants Dan Meisner and Jonas Woost at Bumper. Transit Unplugged is being brought to you by Midaxo, passionate about moving the world's people. If you would enjoy behind-the-scenes insights and updates from the show, sign up for our weekly newsletter, which has links to can't-miss conversations with the biggest names in mobility. Head to transitunplugged.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Transit Unplugged.